Guys, right, sir. Now check it what we completed there in the last session. Almost all we are at the ending points of these differences between Java and others. Today we are going to complete the total content of this. Right. Now, so let's move on to the next topic. What we have seen. The topic is like what there. Call by value and call by reference are possible in C and C++, but in Java, only call by value is possible, call by reference is not possible. There are given some points about this. What points can we understood there? In all programming languages, if we provide primitive data types, byte, short, int, long, float, double boolean char as a parameter to any method or function, method or function are both are same. In Java, we can call it as a method. In a C and C++, it is what there a function. Then the parameter passing mechanism is call by value. In all programming languages, if we pass address locations as parameters to the methods, then the parameter passing mechanism is called by reference. In a C and a C++, if we pass pointer variables as parameters to the functions, then the parameter passing mechanism is called by reference. Why? Because in a C and a C++, pointer variables are able to store address locations. In Java, even if we pass object reference variables as parameters to the methods, then the parameter passing mechanism is call by value only. It is not called by or reference. It is not like what they're called by reference. Why? Because you know already that object reference variable, object reference variable is able to store a reference value of the object. A reference value is not address location. Hexadecimal form of the hash code is what? A reference value. Where hexadecimal form of hash code is reference value, where a hash code is not address location again. Hash code is an unique identity provided by heap manager in the form of an integer value. That's it. Now this is clearly the information about like what there call by value and then what next one now call by reference the content kernel. So this is what we completed already in the last session. Okay, fine. Right, sir. Now let's move on to the next point here. Observe carefully. After completion of this content here, right? How many overall here? Six are completed. Overall, we are having nine actually. Right. Now the next one is distractors are required. Distractors are required. Distractors are required in C++, but distractors are not required in Java. This is another point. Distractors are required in C++, but distractors are not required in Java. Clear. Alright, sir. Now, all of you understand it clearly. So, before going to discuss about it, distractors are available or not available, or required or not required in C++ and Java. First of all, what is distractor? What is the job of the distractor? What is its purpose in programming languages? After that, we are going to understand what their distractors and its content inside the Java. Let us understand it clearly. What is distractor? What is the need of these distractors in Java? Fine. Observe carefully, all of you know. When a programming language is an object-oriented programming language, yesterday we have already discussion over it. For example, I have a programming language. When I'm able to say this programming language is an object-oriented programming language, there we have some points about it. Now observe carefully. Yeah. Now please read this statement now. Read this statement, or else just give a minute of time. Yeah. If any programming language allows its applications to represent the data in the form of what they objects. Okay, next statement is by following object oriented features. It's okay. But I don't require this object-oriented features part as of now. I required the data has to be stored in the form of what their objects. Data has to be stored in the form of what their objects. So the point is what I'm telling to you in the object-oriented programming languages. In the object-oriented programming languages, it's a convention to store data in the form of objects. Definitely, it is a convention to store data in the form of what their objects. In where? In object-oriented programming languages. Got it? What I'm telling to you now? Okay, fine. In object-oriented programming languages, it is a convention to store it in the form of objects. If you want to store data in the form of objects in object-oriented programming languages, first we have to create objects. First we have to create objects. After that only we are going to keep data inside the objects. At the end of the program, at least we have to destroy the objects. Understand my point here now? All right. In object-oriented programming languages, to store data in the form of objects, to store data in the form of objects, first we have to create objects, and at the end of the program, we have to destroy the objects. At the end of the program, we have to destroy the objects. Understand it clearly. So the point is what there? These are the two operations in object-oriented programming languages. What are the two operations now? First one is what they're creating objects and destroying objects. These two operations are minimum. Okay. Finally, here what I'm telling there object object-oriented programming languages, object-oriented programming languages, we have to perform the operations like creating objects and destroying objects frequently. Creating objects and destroying objects frequently. Okay, now up to now, just we understood what is the meaning of creating objects and object creating destroying the objects. What is its necessity? Up to that here we understood. Am I right? But next point, understand my next point here. What is that next point here? I'm telling you how we are going to create objects and how we are going to destroy the objects in object-oriented programming languages. Right, sir. In object-oriented programming languages, in object-oriented programming languages, to create objects, to create objects, we will use constructors. For the feature here, we are using the constructors, and to destroy the objects, we will use distractors. We will use what? They distractors. To create objects, we will use what? Their constructors, and to destroy the objects, we will use what? Their distractors. Right, sir. Now, in object-oriented programming languages, to create objects, 1 minute, to create objects and to destroy objects, I'll change the statement here. To destroy the objects, object-oriented programming languages has provided the following two features. The following two features. What features are provided by the object-oriented programming languages? Now understand it clearly. The first one is constructors. Constructors. And the second one is what? The distractors. Understand it now. Previously I said to you we are going to use them, but not like that. These two features are provided by the object-oriented programming languages. They are not our own features now. Programming language has provided these two features here. One is what? Their constructor, and other one is what? Their distractors. Right, sir. Constructors. Then what next one here? Distractors. Right. This is a point here. What I am telling to you now. Is it? All of you are getting it clearly? So in object-oriented programming languages, to create objects and to destroy objects, object-oriented programming language has provided the following two features: constructors and destructors. Now I'm asking directly one question. What is the purpose of destructors? To destroy the objects. What is the purpose of the constructors? No, to create the objects. I think you are getting these 2 points clear, right? Actually our point is what? Any idea? Required in C++, not required in Java. But our discussion is what there, why destructors are required in C++ and why they are not required in Java. That points can be understood. Now see this one. In a C++, I'm not talking about C programming language. Why? Because there is no question about constructors and destructors in C programming language. Why? Because C is a procedure-oriented programming language, not an object-oriented programming language. If it is an object-oriented programming language, then these two concepts are going to be available. But it is a procedure-oriented, right? It doesn't have this kind of concepts now. Nice. In a C++, in a C++, developers developers are responsible developers are responsible for creating objects and for destroying objects. Developers are responsible for creating objects and destroying objects. So developers must use distractors feature to destroy objects explicitly. Everybody understand my point clearly. In the case of C++, developers must use destructors to destroy the objects explicitly. Got it? What I'm telling you? This is a situation in the case of C++. In C++, developers are only responsible for creating objects as well as what they're destroying the objects. So, developers must use destructors feature to destroy the objects. Of course, to construct the objects, constructor they are going to use. That's okay. That's not in our context, no. To destroy the objects, developers must use what their destructors explicitly. That's okay. Fine. Leave this punch here after this. Coming to the Java. Coming to the Java. In Java, in Java, observe carefully. Developers are responsible. Developers are responsible for creating objects only. Developers are responsible for creating objects only. Developers are not responsible for destroying objects. Developers are not responsible for destroying objects. Okay. Why? Because what is the reason for it? No. Why? Because in Java to destroy objects, in Java to destroy objects, Java has provided an inbuilt component. To destroy the object, Java has provided an inbuilt component in the form of in the form of garbage collector. What is it? In the form of garbage collector. The name itself is giving clarity for us. Garbage collector. Garbage in the sense unused objects, or maybe used objects at the end of the program, some objects. Collector, collecting that objects. Garbage collector is available. Read out the statement what I've given up to now. In Java, developers are responsible for creating objects only. Developers are not responsible for destroying objects. Why? Because in Java to destroy object, Java has provided an inbuilt component in the form of what there? Garbage collector. Java has provided an internal component, an inbuilt component inside the JVM. Inside the JVM, it's existed inside the JVM only. Inside the JVM in the form of garbage collector. So, or else maybe due to the garbage collector, due to the garbage collector, due to the garbage collector availability in Java, developers are not required to use destructors explicitly. Are not required to use destructors explicitly. That's it. That's the reason why. That's the reason why destructors are not required in the case of Java. But garbage collector kind of component is not available in C++. Garbage collector kind of component is not available in C++. So developers must destroy the objects in the case of like what there C++. Yes. Now tell me, all of you are getting clarity on this point. So finally, only one point. Even though I given this much of description here, point is very clear. In C++, garbage collector is not available. So developers must destroy the objects explicitly. So developers must use destructors. But in Java, garbage collector is available. Once garbage collector is available inside the Java, then definitely developers are not required to destroy the objects explicitly. Once developers are not destroying the objects in the sense, definitely developers are not required to use what their destructors. Because of that reason, destructors feature is not available in the case of Java. That's it. This is another point here we have to understand. Which after completion of this content here, the next one is right sir. Now this is about like what the seventh point now. Now the next one is like what there eighth one. Now observe carefully. Operator overloading. Operator overloading is not possible in Java. Operator overloading is not possible in Java. Right sir. All of you observe carefully. Operator overloading is not possible in Java. So before going to understand whether operator overloading is possible or not possible in Java, first of all, what is operator overloading? That we have to understand. What is the meaning of this operator overloading? That we have to understand. Now see this first of all of you know. If any programming language allows its applications to represent the data in the form of objects by following object-oriented features, then that programming language is what? Object-oriented programming language. Clear? Understand it now? Nice. Then after this, after completion of this punch here, after understanding this, there are seven numbers of the object-oriented features. What are the seven numbers of object-oriented features? Can you tell me now? First one is what there? Class. Second one is what there? Object. Next one is what there? Encapsulation. Encapsulation. Third one is what there? Abstraction. Next one is what there? Inheritance. Next one is what there? Inheritance. Right, sir. After this inheritance, what next one here? No? Polymorphism. Polymorphism. Next one is what there? Message passing. Right, sir. These are like what there? Seven numbers of object-oriented features are available. Class, object, encapsulation, abstraction, inheritance, polymorphism. Then what next one? You know, message passing. Clear? All of you are getting clarity on this? No, it's okay, fine. Alright, sir. It's okay. Out of all these things, previously we have discussed about multiple inheritance. There I have taken the path for what their inheritance topic. But now, what I required now, polymorphism I required. Operator overloading is a part of the polymorphism. Operator overloading is associated with what their polymorphism. So now we have to understand what their polymorphism. Right, so now observe carefully. What is polymorphism? What is this polymorphism actually? Polymorphism. What you are understanding there? Observe carefully. If one thing exists in more than one form, if one thing exists in more than one form, then it is called polymorphism. So number of examples are available in outside about this polymorphism. So many examples here we can understand. What are the various examples for this polymorphism now? Observe carefully. For example, if we observe the movies if we take now, single actor can play more than one role. A single actor or actresses, whatever it may be, whoever it may be, they're able to play more than one role in the same movie. Understand it, you know. So where person is single, but how many roles he used to play there? Two roles or three roles, multiple roles. One thing is available in multiple forms. One thing is available in multiple forms. This is called as what their polymorphism. Understand it clearly. All right. Sure. Then what is the main advantage of the inheritance? Inheritance advantage is what? Code reusability. Remember it, code reusability. If we declare something in superclass, that we can reuse in any number of subclasses, the same declarations. So code reusability is the main advantage of what their inheritance. Got it? What I'm telling you now. Similarly, what is the main advantage of the polymorphism? The main advantage of the polymorphism is flexibility. The main advantage of the polymorphism is what their flexibility to design, flexibility in designing Java applications, flexibility in designing Java applications. Sir, what is that flexibility actually? How can you justify this point here? How can you say that flexibility is an advantage of polymorphism? Right, so now then the common sense related point is what there. One thing is in one form, we are restricted to use only that form. We don't have any alternative. If one thing is available in multiple forms, we have free hand to select either of this form. When choice is available, we can select all the options. There we can check all the options, then we can select one option. When choice is not available, if you are interested, we can use it. We can use it. If you are not interested there, by force we have to use it. Yes, sir, got my point or not? If one thing is available in one form, only one option, right? One thing is available in multiple forms there, multiple options are available, then we can select it. Yes, sir, got my point or not? A simple example I'm telling to you, all of you understand it, no? For example, you are the student, just assume it, you completed plus two, for example, you want to join with engineering. The MSET counseling was happened, you got some rank, they have some rank, understand it, no? In olden days, how the seats allocation is going on, engineering seats allocation is going on. In olden days, there are no computers, nothing is available. How that seats allocations are going on there? When we go to the might be counseling, MSET counseling, they will take your rank, no, directly they are going to say that as per your rank only this seat is available, you have to join with that, maybe electrical or electronics or mechanical or civil or maybe computers, whatever it may be. In that way they are going to say no competition, nothing else for counseling. Then what will happen there? Okay, by the time only throughout the state, throughout AP, maybe for example, how many engineering colleges are available? Four or five. In a single digit you are able to have that. In olden days, no, their seats allocation in the sense very clear. Maximum number of seats are how many here? 1,000 seats. 1,000 seats overall, the total. Out of the 1,000 seats only we have to get rank, we very good rank. Okay, then there, so no discussions, no more discussions. When we come for counseling there, okay, now the remaining seat is this is the remaining seat that we can select. Even that student is not going to be selected here, the counselor, that means that whoever the person is going to allocate the seats, no, they are going to allocate it, then directly they are saying that this is a seat for you, that's it. But where user concern is not taken in the count, user concern is not accountable, right? So only the person, the government official has to assign the seats. This is one scenario. Then where what happened there? For example, I'm expecting computer science branch, but unfortunately I got electronics branch. Then immediately what happened there? With or without force, with or without interest, I must join with what there? That electronics branch only. I don't have any other option here. This is one thing is available in one form. Understand my point here now? Where with the force only we are going to join with that. No flexibility in this case, no. But at present, what is the counseling system, no? At present, what is the counseling system here, no? Alright, sir. If you have some score, if you have some rank in our MSET, no, then you may go for like what their counseling. You will not required to go for counseling, or we may go for counseling. Immediately, what they are saying that for our rank, these many options are available. We can pick either of these. That means seat allotment is only one seat has to be allotted. For one seat allocation, how many options they are given there? Multiple options they are given. Select either of this. Then immediately we are going to check our possibility near to our home, near to your village, maybe near to your hometown, right? And good college, facilities must be good, laboratories must be good. Then already you had some inquiry about your college there near to your place, which college available, you inquired about it. Finally, you are going to join with that. Finally, you are going to join with that college. That means here we are having flexibility. Out of 10 colleges now, one college we have to select, in the sense we have flexibility. Means that if one thing is available in multiple forms, then developers are having flexibility to select either of these. The free hand is available with us now. Yes, sir. All of you get my point or not? This is one example. So previously one thing is available in one form, no flexibility. Now one thing is available in multiple forms, then flexibility is available for the users. This is polymorphism. Here polymorphism is coming into the picture. This is a meaning of like what there? Polymorphism. Sir, all of you getting it or not? But the latest trending in MSET counseling is what there. So before seats alignment and everything, at the time of applying for it now, they're asking there your preferred locations. Now tell me. Again, they have taken the control of allocating the seats in their preferred locations. But this is not in fair actually. I'm totally against for this process. See, this is recent development in the MZ course. I think so might be some of you are having the same situation now. What they're doing there at present now, first of all, at the time of applying for the seats allotment, they're asking now specify your some seats, some 10 seats, 10 colleges you can select. Within 10 colleges, they want to allocate it now, but it's not good thing. Why? Because when we go to the counseling, where if you have an option, all remaining seats are eligible for you. Eligible seats are available, then we can pick up a particular seat now. But what they're asking now, select 10 seats or 15 seats now. Out of them, we are going to provide allocation. But this is not good thing. No flexibility again in this case no. But anyway, you understood my polymorphism example. That's sufficient here. What MCD is following, then just leave this one, right? So finally, the point is what there. The main advantage of the polymorphism is what there, flexibility in designing Java applications. That's the main advantage here. We can understand. Leave this one. It's okay, fine. After this, after understanding this flexibility norm, there are two types of polymorphisms. There are two types of polymorphisms. There are two types of polymorphisms. What are the two types of polymorphisms? No, first one is what there? Static polymorphism. The first one is what there? Static polymorphism. And the second one is what there? Dynamic polymorphism. Static polymorphism, and the second one is what there? Dynamic polymorphism. Now, what is static polymorphism? What is dynamic polymorphism? Nothing, sir. It's very clear. Static polymorphism. What is the meaning of it? Right, sir. If the polymorphism exhibited, if the polymorphism exhibited at the compilation time, if the polymorphism is exhibited at a compilation time, then that polymorphism is called static polymorphism. Right. Not only the polymorphism is exhibited at compilation time, then the polymorphism is called what there? A static polymorphism. Right, sir. What is the example for static polymorphism? You can understand overloading is an example for what there is static polymorphism. Overloading is going to be recognized at a compilation time only. So it is an example for what there? Static polymorphism. Similarly, what is dynamic polymorphism actually? If you understand the dynamic polymorphism, the quite opposite of static polymorphism. The quite opposite of static polymorphism. Right, sir. Now, what is this dynamic polymorphism? If the polymorphism exhibited at what time, you know, at a runtime. If the polymorphism exhibited at the runtime, then the polymorphism is called what there? Dynamic polymorphism. Right, sir. It's okay, fine. What is an example for this dynamic polymorphism or runtime polymorphism? Overriding. Overriding is an example for what there? Dynamic polymorphism. In object orientation, again we are having polymorphism topic, there I will give more information here. But now just understanding the content here. All right, sir. Now observe carefully. What is polymorphism? Now tell me. If one thing exists in more than one form, then it is what? Polymorphism. What is the main advantage of the polymorphism? Flexibility. How many types of polymorphisms are available? Two types. What are the two types of polymorphisms? No, static polymorphism, dynamic polymorphism. What is static polymorphism? If the polymorphism is exhibited at compilation time, then the polymorphism is static polymorphism. Example for static polymorphism is what there? Overloading. If the polymorphism exhibited at runtime, then the polymorphism is what there? Dynamic polymorphism. Example is what there? Overriding. Now I require the overloading topic only. I don't require overriding. Just leave this overriding in this particular situation. I need only overloading topic. Now observe carefully. So what is the meaning of this overloading? Observe carefully. So there are, before this meaning of overloading, understand it now. There are two types of overloadings. In general, in object orientation, there are two types of overloadings. What are the two types here? First one is what there? Method overloading, and the second one is what there? Operator overloading. First one is what there? Method overloading, and the second one is what there? Operator overloading. There are the two types of overloadings here we are having there. Method overloading, and the next one is what there? Operator overloading. So what is this method overloading? What you are understanding about method overloading? Actually, I don't require this much about this method overloading now, but I need to discuss about a simple point here. Now observe carefully. What is this method overloading? Right, sir? It's very simple. Definition is very simple. Understand it now. If we provide more than one method with the same name, with the same name and with the different parameter list. If we provide more than one method with the same name and with a different parameter list, then it is called method overloading. Then it is what there? Method overloading. Come again. What is this method overloading? No. If we declare more than one method with the same name, with the different parameter list. Okay, fine. Let's see an example here. Let's say an example. Say for example, I'm going to take a class. I'm going to take what there? Class math, for example. C must be small. It's a keyword actually. Class math, for example. Inside this class math void add method where into I comma into j. Something else, some implementation here we are going to take. The next one is what there? Void again method name is same, add method, but this time we are going to provide what there? Float f1 comma float f2. Okay, there also be some implementation is available. We don't require that implementation. Next one is what there? After this, void. Void is a return type actually. Void add method where string str1 comma string str2. There we are going to provide what there? Some implementation. Right, sir. Like this here we are having void class math, void add method. Again here another add method, three add method. Overall three add methods here we have taken. Parameter list is different, not same. That's the meaning of like what there? Method overloading. Understand it here. Now the next point is like what there? What is the next one? No. Operator overloading. Now this is our current discussion. Operator overloading. So what is an operator overloading here? What you are understanding about this operator overloading? All of you observe carefully. Operator overloading is what? If we declare more than one operator, more than one operator, sorry, if we declare an operator, understand it clearly. If we declare an operator, or if we have an operator, if we have an operator with with more than one operation, with more than one operation. If I have an operator with more than one operation, symbol is one, Operator is one, but it has two functionalities, more than one functionalities. If you have an operator with more than one operation, then it is called operator overloading. That is what their operator overloading. And that operator and the operator is overloaded operator. That operator is called what there? Overloaded operator. Examples I'm telling you, right? It's very simple. Try to understand this example now. What is the example for this operator overloading? Int a is equal to 10, for example. Int b is equal to 20, for example. Int c is equal to a plus b semicolon. System dot out dot println of c. System dot out dot println of c, in the sense like what there, just for the sake of displaying message on console on command prompt. To display some message on command prompt, we are using system dot out dot println. In C program, printf. In C program, printf. In C plus plus, C out. In the case of Java, system dot out dot println. In the case of Python, print. Am I right? Or in the case of Python, what there? Print. Understand it clearly. Right. So now these are functionality, we can understand it. Now similarly, string str1 is equal to abc. String str2 is equal to def. Now string str3 is equal to str1 plus str2 semicolon. Again here we are going to write system dot out dot println of, there we are going to provide like what there, str3. Right? Now these are about like what their values here we are getting understanding clearly now. Right side. Now observe carefully. Plus here we have used, here also we have used plus. In two situations we have used plus. Now let us talk about it. Here, here plus is for arithmetic addition. Where plus is for what there? Arithmetic addition. Right side. Arithmetic addition. What is the resultant value for this plus operator? No, C value is what there? A plus B, 10 plus 20. What is the value here we are able to get? No, 30. 10 plus 20, 30. 30 is an output here we are getting. Next one is after this, string str3 is equal to, here also plus we have used there. But here plus is for string concatenation. Here plus is for what there? String concatenation. Here plus is for what there? String concatenation. Okay, fine. Plus is for string concatenation, that we understood there. Now, what next one here we are getting there? System dot out dot println of str3. System dot out dot println of what there? str3. ABC plus def. ABC plus def, in the sense like what there? ABC def. Adding that both. ABC def. That value here we are getting it. This is an output here we are getting there. ABC def. Right now, observe carefully. Plus is a single operator, but it has two functionalities. One is what their arithmetic addition, another one is what their string concatenation. So plus is overloaded operator. Plus is what their overloaded operator. So here operator overloading is existed. There's a basic analysis on like what their overloaded operator. Okay, fine. What is operator overloading here we understood. But actually our point is what? We are dealing with what point here now, tell me. We are thinking about it. Operator overloading is not possible in Java. That's a primary point. That's a point here we have to think. But as part of it, we are understanding what is operator overloading, from where this operator overloading is coming into the picture. The points here we understood. Fine. After this, after completion of this content here, what is the next point here? If you want to understand what should be the next content here, is not possible in Java. Operator overloading is not possible in Java. Why? Because what is the reason for it? Why? Because point number one, operator overloading is a rarely used feature in the application development. Because of that reason, Java doesn't have much concentration over this particular point. So Java has neglected this operator overloading. Why? Because it doesn't have the much demand in outside. In application development, its participation is very from programming language. This is one point. And the second point, observe carefully. Operator overloading is a confusion oriented feature. Operator overloading will increase confusion to the developers when we declare more operators with more functionalities. Say for example, one operator with two functionalities, easily we can track it, which operator for which functionality. Two operators, each contains two functionalities, okay, still okay, no problem. 10 operators with 10 functionalities each. 10 operator with 10 operations each. How is it possible for us to trace which operator is which functionality? There is a chance of defining same functionality with more than one operator. More than one operator may have same functionality, maybe possibilities are available. In this scenario, if we use that operator, which functionality here we have to access? No? Understand my point here? So definitely some confusions are going to be generated. So it's a bit confusion oriented feature. So once it's a confusion oriented feature, Java doesn't accept the type of features in its programming. Java does not allow the respective features inside our application development. So this is the reason why Java, that means operator overloading is not possible in Java. Mr. Got it or not? But I have a question now. Try to answer for this question now. Now see this one. For the sake of operator overloading, this is an example here I've taken. Am I right? This example here I've taken for operator overloading. Am I right? Now all of you understand it clearly. Is this code is not possible in Java? What code here I have written here? Now tell me. Is it Java code or any other code? Java code only. If it is Java code, the Java code is representing operator overloading or not? As I've taken this an example for operator overloading, definitely this code is representing operator overloading or not. Moreover, Java code I've written means that it is executable in Java program. If it is executable in Java program, definitely operator overloading is existed in Java. And then how can you say that operator overloading is not possible in Java? I think you understood my question here. We are saying that operator overloading is not supported by Java. But in the example I have taken Java code which represents what there operator overloading. If it is executable in Java, definitely operator overloading is available in Java. If it is executed in Java, definitely operator overloading is possible in Java. Yes, sir, got it or not? And then here, how can we say that operator overloading is not possible, not available in a Java programming language? There we are getting the point now. Right. Now, I'm giving one point clearly. Clarity I'm going to give to you. Now try to understand it clearly. Note I'm telling to you, observe carefully, understand it clearly. As per the internal requirement of the Java, Java has defined Java has defined some of the predefined operators as overloaded operators with the fixed operations. Let's please check this point here. As per the internal requirement of Java, Java has defined some of the predefined operators like I'm giving there plus comma, star comma, percentile comma and so on. Some of the operators, not all the operators, some of the predefined operators as overloaded operators with the fixed functionalities. But Java hasn't provided any option for the developers to do operator overloading explicitly. Now observe carefully. But Java has not provided any option for the developer or any environment for the developer to do operator overloading explicitly. So indirectly what I am telling there, how much operator overloading is required by Java, up to that it has defined internally. But it has not provided any environment for the developer to do operator overloading explicitly. So explicit operator overloading is not possible. Implicit operator overloading is possible. Because of that reason, that plus symbol is overloaded operator inside the Java, even though Java does not allow operator overloading explicitly at a developer's level. Yes, sir. I forget my pointer now, but how much Java is required? Operator overloading, up to that Java has defined internally. Yes, sir. Is my point is clear or not? Right. So now this is exactly the point here. What I'm trying to say about like what their operator overloading content. Right. Now this is about the content here we have to understand. Okay, clear. Right, sir. This point is also be completed. The last point in this particular topic is what there. Observe carefully. In C and C++, integers will take 2 bytes of memory and characters will take no. In C and C++, integers will take 2 bytes of memory and characters will take 1 byte of memory. But in Java, integers will take 4 bytes of memory and the characters will take how many bytes of memory here? Characters will take 2 bytes of memory. Then why such type of difference is available between C, C++ and Java? That's it. More concentration, what I'm trying to say. In C and C++, integers will take 2 bytes of memory and characters will take 1 byte of memory. But in Java, integers will take 4 bytes of memory and characters will take 2 bytes of memory. But why the difference is existed here, that we have to understand. Right, sir. Now, observe carefully. I'm going to give one point to you. Now, try to understand it clearly. In a C and C++, memory allocation for the primitive data types. Tell me, sir, what are these primitive data types actually? Primitive data types like byte, short, int, and so on is not fixed. Is all of you understand it, no? In C and C++, memory allocation for the primitive data types like byte, short, int, and so on is not fixed. It is variable and it is dependent on the operating system which we used for the applications. It is dependent on the operating system which we use for the applications. What exactly for the compilation, whatever it may be, what exactly the operating system which we have used for a compilation, depending on that operating system only that memory allocation is going to be provided. Understand my point clearly? So by this we can specify that C and C++ are platform dependent or not. Even in this direction also we can conclude that C and C++ are what their platform dependent. Clear? All of you are getting clarity in this point now? Alright. Next one is, all of you observe carefully. In Java, memory allocation for the primitive data types is fixed irrespective of the operating system which we used. Come again. In Java, memory allocation for the primitive data types is fixed irrespective of the operating system which we used. Okay, what exactly that fixed memory allocations? Even through this point also, by this point also we can understand it. We can understand that Java is a platform independent. It is not dependent on the operating systems. But what exactly the memory allocations for the primitive data types in the case of Java? Now observe carefully. The first one is what there? Byte. Byte will take byte will take 1 byte of memory. Next one is what there? Short. Short will take 2 bytes of memory. Next one is what there? Int will take 4 bytes of memory. Next one is a long will take 8 bytes of memory. Next one is a float will take again 4 bytes of memory. Float will take what there? 4 bytes of memory. Next one is what there? After this, double will take again now 8 bytes of memory. Then after this, char will take 2 bytes of memory. Next one is a boolean is available. Boolean, right? Sir. Now boolean will take 1 bit, not even 2 bytes, 1 byte, 1 bit. Now here, eight primitive data types are available. For all the 8 primitive data types, I provided what their memory sizes. These are fixed in the case of Java, but these are not fixed in the case of C and C++. That's a problem, as regard or not. Right, sir. Immediately, whenever we are having this point here, immediately we are getting a question. What about our question here? We are getting there. Observe carefully. In C and C++, 1 byte of memory is sufficient to store characters data. And C and C++, 1 byte of memory is sufficient to store characters data. But what is the requirement of Java to assign 2 bytes of memory for characters? This is a question. I think you understood my question, Kirno. In C and C++, 1 byte of memory is sufficient to store characters data. But what is the requirement of Java to assign 2 bytes of memory for characters inside the Java applications? There I'm going to give some clarity. Observe carefully. Everybody put more concentration. In C and C++, everybody put more concentration here. In C and C++, all the characters are represented. All the characters are represented in the form of ASCII values. Am I right? In C and C++, all the characters are represented in the form of like what they're ASCII values. ASCII is one of the character encoding mechanism or character representation. ASCII, UTF, like different representations are available. In C and C++, all the characters are represented in the form of like what they're ASCII values. Where to store any ASCII value, 1 byte of memory is sufficient. 1 byte of memory is sufficient. To store any ASCII value, 1 byte of memory is sufficient. But in Java, all characters are represented in the form of Unicode values. In C and C++, it is an ASCII, but in the case of Java, it is what there? Unicode. Unicode values. It is a different representation again. It is not same as ASCII. It is a different representation. So where to store any Unicode value, we need 2 bytes of memory. We need what there? 2 bytes of memory. Then immediately we are getting another question here. What is Unicode? What is the purpose of that Unicode? How it is different from ASCII? Again, that question here we are going to get in our mind here. So note I am telling to you, observe carefully. Right, sir. Now all of you understand it clearly. What is this Unicode actually? Unicode is one of the character representation. Unicode is one of the character representation. Okay. It is able to represent, it is able to provide, representation for all the characters from all the natural languages like English, Hindi, Italian, German, and so on and so on. Japanese, Chinese, and so on and so on and so on. Even including local languages also, Telugu, Kannada, Marathi, Odia, like and so on. Understand it clearly, no? What is a Unicode? What is its capability, no? Unicode is one of the character representations. It is able to provide representation for all the characters from all the natural languages. Okay, it's able to represent all the characters from all the natural language that we understood. Then after that, what it is able to do now, and what with these representations, what it is able to provide, and it is able to provide, and it is able to provide a very good internationalization support in Java applications. Yes, sir. What is that support there now? Tell me. Internationalization support. Very good. Internationalization support in Java applications. So what is that internationalization actually? What you are understanding about internationalization support now? Again, another note here I'm telling you, observe carefully. Nothing, sir. Very clear. See, you know already one point. Language to language, country to country, the representations are different. Number representations maybe, dates representations maybe, messages representations maybe, some conventions are different. So simple example I'm telling you. I think you well aware about cricket scoreboards. Am I right? You are aware about the cricket scoreboards. Am I right? I think regularly we used to see some cricket matches there. So when the matches are going on in Indian continent, like what there, Indian continent in the sense what there, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Nepal, or maybe Sri Lanka, right? If the matches are going on in Indian continent countries now, there the score is going to be represented like what there, runs slash wickets. Understand it now? When the matches are going on in outside of the Indian continent, like say for example in New Zealand maybe, or maybe in Australia, or maybe in like what there, like Australia or maybe England for example, where how this cricket scoreboard is going to be represented, wickets slash runs. Yes, sir. Got my point? Number of wickets slash runs, number of wickets hyphen runs. Like the representations are different. There's a simple example here we can understand. But in some countries, how the dates are going to be represented. In India, maximum dates are going to be represented day, month, year format. But in outside of India, maybe in somewhere else, no, how the dates are going to be represented month, date, year. In some other countries, no, year, month, date. So that the type of variation is available from language to language, from country to country. No, sir, got it or not? All right, sir. Now here the point is what there. Preparing Java applications to provide all the users local conventions. For example, I prepared one Java application. If Japanese is user using my application, my project has to provide Japanese conventions to the Japanese client. If Italian client is using my application, my project has to provide Italian representations to the Italian clients. Understand my point? If Indian user is using my application has to provide the conventions, Indian conventions to the Indian user. If a Chinese client is using my application, my project has to provide Chinese conventions to the Chinese user. Yes, sir, got it or not? First of all, my project has to identify from which country the request is coming. On the basis of that, our response has to be prepared. That local represented response we have to be submitted to the respective user. In that way, we need to prepare our applications. Sir, I'll get my point or not? So exactly this part, this process, or this implementation is nothing but what their internationalization. We have a separate topic, internationalization in Java. It might be at the ending point of the concepts we are able to get it. No, then I'm able to explain more how to represent data as per Telugu and as per like what there Hindi, as per English and as per Italian. How we are going to represent the date value that I'm able to show effectively. But time being here, we have to understand preparing Java applications to provide all the users local conventions is called internationalization. In short, I18N. Why I18N? If you understand it, if you observe the internationalization word, starting symbol and ending symbol I and N. In between these two, 18 symbols are available, 18 characters are available. Internationalization is started with I, ended with N. In between these two, 18 symbols are available. That's why, in short, we used to call it as what there? I18N. Yes, sir. Are you following this point or not? So this is exactly the point about this what there. Right, sir. Now about this last one, about the memory allocations here, what we are having. Right, sir. Now check for it, what we completed here. No? In a C and a C++, integers will take 2 bytes of memory and characters will take 1 byte of memory. But in Java, integers will take 4 bytes of memory and characters will take 2 bytes of memory. In C and C++, memory allocation for primitive data types like byte, short, int, and so on is not fixed. It is variable and it is dependent on the operating system which we use for the applications. In Java, memory allocation for primitive data types is fixed irrespective of the operating system which we use. There I'm telling to you byte, short, int, long, float, double, boolean, char. For each and everything, some sizes are provided. For byte, 1 byte of memory. For short, 2 bytes of memory. For int, 4 bytes of memory. For long, 8 bytes of memory. Float, 4 bytes of memory. Double, 8 bytes of memory. Char, 2 bytes of memory. Boolean, 1 bit. In C and C++, 1 byte of memory is sufficient to store characters data. But what and 2 bytes of memory for characters. In C, C++, all characters are represented in the form of ASCII values. Where to store any ASCII value, 1 byte of memory is sufficient. In Java, all characters are represented in the form of Unicode values. Where to store any Unicode value, we need 2 bytes of memory. Alright, so next one is Unicode is one of the character representations. It is able to provide representation for all the characters from all the natural languages like English, Hindi, and so on. Right? And it is able to provide a very good internationalization support in Java. What is that internationalization support? No, preparing Java projects or applications to provide all the users local conventions as per the user's locality providing Java applications to provide all the users local conventions as per the user locality is called internationalization. In short, it is what there I18N. That's it. Now this is the total awareness here what we are having about like what there. Now directly now differences between Java and others. Okay. If you understand the introduction part here, two more topics are available: Java features, Java naming convention, Java programming format. From this point onwards, a little bit technical concepts we are going to understand. We are moving towards programming part here now. Some programming related things we are going to understand, but not the complete programming part here, just programming related things here we are going to understand. Okay. So that I will discuss with you in the next class now. Okay. Yeah, integers are also represented in the form of Unicode values now. Every character, every alphabet will be represented in the form of Unicode. There ASCII. The differentiation is going to be happen. Okay, right, sir. Right. Now, one small request now, just 1 minute. Uh, Tomorrow, then I need to take demo class for new members actually. Then already I've given some announcement there. Some people are waiting to join with this class now. This is one part of the demo now. Instead of allowing everyday demo class here, just we are providing the demos in points now. So tomorrow is one of the point here. Then tomorrow I need to start Java features topic there, right? I need to start the topic now. So tomorrow I want to take a demo class for them, right? So then better if you don't if you will if you are missing the class on tomorrow, that means if you are not attending for it, then I will take demo class for them. Then I'm able to continue our class on Saturday. Saturday in the sense like what the next day, not on tomorrow. Tomorrow no need to come for the class, and Saturday we can come for the class. No, definitely that I will engage this class definitely in the future there, right? I'll plan for it. So tomorrow no need to come for the class. No, just I need to take demo class for it. Even I can allow you to for this demo class there, but it will be a confusion point now. The complete new members I have to talk with them, right? Only one class. Then I can take it, and a day after tomorrow again I will continue this class now, right? No need to come for the class on tomorrow. Okay. Right, sir. And parallel, I'm telling to you, are you attending the UI classes? UI classes and RIKL, then DevOps, those are in full stack Java. I think so DevOps maybe the time is not possible actually. I will talk about it, but UI classes and RIKL, DevOps, we can attend parallel these courses now, along with this core Java. But what I'm telling to you, 7 to 10 is my time. Definitely I'm going to utilize it. But wait, few days of time here. Once we are started programming part now, I will allow you for 8:30 class also. There we can continue our content here. Okay. That's it. Thank you. Thanks a lot. We'll meet on day of tomorrow. Then guys, and those who are attending in online guys, then tomorrow onwards the link is going to be changed there. If you are not yet registered for the course, no, please immediately register for the course. Tomorrow onward the links are going to be changed there. Tomorrow onwards new links are going to be happen. So then immediately then register for the course. No? Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, thanks a lot.